So we're here live at Wild Child Pittsburgh with Sarah Miller. Let's go check out what she's doing. Here's her shot. So,
hey. Oh, we're back?
Yes.
We are live. All right. Well, we made a whole bunch of progress on this portrait, and we're jamming in here. You can see what we've gotten done so far. We're just about to get into the fun part, the flesh tones and the blood. Flesh tones and blood. That's always a good combination.
Yeah, it is.
I feel a little bit like Doc Brown. Is my hair all frazzled?
No, you're good.
Great Scott, guys. Great Scott.
You live, Rachie?
She's all nice and relaxed.
Brian wants to know where it's being done and where you're from.
We are at Wild Child Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this is my shop, and these lovely people all here work with me, and they're amazing. And that's about it. As Forrest Gump would say, that's that. So I'm Sarah Miller, and we are here live on Inked Magazine, and I am tattooing a portrait of Lady Gaga from American Horror Story. 'Tis the season for Halloween-themed tattoos, and Rachie here is a huge Lady Gaga fan. I've been tattooing her for about 5 years now, and the very first tattoo she got from me was Lady Gaga from the Fame Monster Tours poster, a portrait of her. So it's kind of come full circle now.
Corey wants to know what kind of machine you're using.
This is a Spectra Edge from FK Irons, and I absolutely love it. It's amazing.
Do you prefer coils over cartridges, and why?
No, I prefer cartridges. I like the that I can change out the needles whenever I want. And I just think that that the rotaries are a lot better with how smoothly you're able to get the ink to go in, and you don't really damage the skin that much when you're using them either.
Hong Po would like to know what needles are you using for those seeding.
I'm using Cheyenne cartridges, and right now I'm using a 27 curve mag. Everything changes, depends on like what area I'm working, what blends I want the color to be packed in or not. If I, it really all depends.
Tammy would like to know where they'd be able to see the finished look when you're done.
When I'm done, I will be posting it to my Instagram, which is Sarah Miller Tattoo. No S, just Sarah Miller Tattoo. Singular, not plural. I will be posting it there and also on my Facebook page, Sarah Miller Tattoos Illustration Art.
They want to know, like, why Lady Gaga.
Well, Rachie wanted Lady Gaga. Rachie has her headphones in, but she's been a huge Lady Gaga fan over the years. The very first tattoo I did on her was Lady Gaga, a portrait of her. And we're just kind of adding to her collection.
Halloween theme. And Joanne.
Sarah would like to know how long that tattoo generally takes.
I mean, everything depends on the client's skin, on how well they're sitting. I mean, it can take anywhere from 6 hours to 12 hours. The amount of detail that's in the piece. It's generally why I only take one person per day, and I just charge a flat day rate, and either a half day or a full day. And that way I can just take as much time as I need and just make sure I can focus on giving whoever is getting tattooed for me the best possible work. Thanks so much to Ink Magazine for having me go live on their Facebook. Hope you guys are all enjoying this as the progression has been happening throughout the day.
How long is your waiting list, and how can people request an autographed photo of you?
If you want to get an autographed photo, you can come to any of the conventions that I'm going to be attending. Or you could just email my shop. It's Wildchild Pittsburgh. It's WYLDCHYLD Pittsburgh. All the contact information is on my Facebook page and my Instagram account. And we'd be more than happy to mail you out one.
What's the hardest tattoo you've ever done, and how did it turn out? From Jessica Lynn.
The hardest tattoo? I don't know. I don't know what would be classified as hard. Nothing's really like popping into my head right now. I do appreciate challenges, and like I've been challenging myself to do different styles, to combine different things, to try and push my art a little bit. It was about like a month or so ago, I combined a photorealistic portrait of Elizabeth Taylor and some really, really amazing lace work. And the lace work was very much of a challenge for me. Just because I'm very OCD and like I always want my lines to be absolutely perfect. But it's pretty much the only thing that's coming to mind.
Lauren Jade Ford would like to know, what kind of ink do you use?
I use world famous ink. I absolutely love it. When it heals, it looks like a sticker, and all the blends are amazing. It's probably the best ink I think I've ever used. I'm actually a sponsored artist from World Famous as well. I got my own line of ink through them. Very honored about that. It's the Valhalla portrait set, and I'm actually using those colors today.
Claire would like to know, how long did it take you as an apprentice to learn how to put a good outline on?
A couple days. I mean, honestly, like my apprenticeship was not necessarily like traditional, and I picked up on everything very, very quickly. Everything is different from person to person. So I mean, like you could pick up on something fairly quickly and like be able to do solid outlines just like a few days into actually like tattooing, or it could take you a little bit longer. Everything depends on the person.
Alexandra would like to know if you could get something wild for a tattoo, what would you get?
Something wild. I mean, like, for me, everything wild is, like, everything I would want to get as a tattoo is, like, a pop culture reference. I really want to get Rey from Star Wars. I had an appointment with Carlos Rojas for Christmas last year, and I got iced in Chicago. The entire airport got shut down for 24 hours, and I couldn't even get back to Pittsburgh, and I missed my appointment, which was very disappointing, because I'd been looking forward to that a lot. So it's still on the books for me. I will be getting that eventually, whenever my schedule opens up enough, or his. But I don't know, like, I really, really love... I love pop culture so much.
Roy Schwartz would like to know, are you way booked and is it hard to get an appointment and how?
Well, as of right now, I opened and closed my books this month. Generally, I'm trying to make it a little bit easier for people to schedule with me, just because I am really, really, really booked out. I also want to be fair to the people that have been waiting for a while to get in. So I'm being pretty selective of the pieces that I'm doing, and I guess it's anywhere between 8 to 10 months right now that you could possibly get an appointment. I can't approve everybody. I'm one person with one hand. But if you have a really cool idea, you could submit your idea via my website. It's sarahmillertattoos.com. And my assistant that helps me schedule, Jackie, she'll be able to be in touch with you about either getting on the waiting list or scheduling something.
Liz would like to know, what is your favorite tattoo to do?
Portraits.
Style.
I love photorealism. And I like being able to have a little bit of a freedom to do what I want to do with it. So in this case, I really wanted to do a beautiful portrait of Lady Gaga, but I wanted to include a couple of things from the American Horror Story that were very iconic, such as like the glove, and then I took it a little bit further and put some lace on her face, and I just wanted to kind of like take it to the next level. So things like that, like the piece I did, the vampire this past weekend, or the Celtic horn girl. I like being able to take something and illustrate it, take a story and illustrate it, whether it's fantasy or horror or anything in between.
Alicia would like to know, how do you know if you're allergic to any certain colors of ink?
You can always do a dot test on your hand. You could just put a drop of ink on the surface of your skin without the skin being broken, and see if you are allergic that way. Another way is to, if you have any other allergies to nuts, to bananas, to fish, shellfish, anything like that would be able to help your artist. And then also, if you wanted to do that spot test just to be on the safe side, that would definitely help out a little bit.
Paul would like to know, what's the most meaningful tattoo you have?
Every tattoo I have is meaningful, whether it's pop culture or not. I mean, I don't have one that's more meaningful than another. I would say the one on my my forearm, my grandmother, just because she was a huge inspiration for me my whole life. She helped put me through college. Both her and my mom taught me a lot with about like hard work and setting goals for yourself, and like really like pushing forward. So I mean, like that was one that's like really, really meaningful to me.
Paul would like to know, who is your absolute favorite tattoo artist?
I've got a couple. Like Dimitri Samoin is amazing. I love like Carlos Rojas, Nico Hurtado. I've got quite a few that I really like and I look up to and admire. I don't know. I just if you go on my Instagram and see who I'm following, I follow a lot of the people that I think are really inspirational.
How many tattoos do you have? Jay Adams would like to know. Because you don't have many visible, he says.
I've kind of lost count, but it's got to be maybe pretty close to 40. Like my legs are almost completely covered. I've got a lot on my torso. One of the things my grandmother asked me was not to get any more visible tattoos while she was still alive, and I'm trying to honor her request. It's kind of difficult though, like when you're around really, really cool tattoos every single day and you just want to get more and more and more and more, so I just keep getting them under my pants.
I noticed that you did not do the whole outline first. Why? From Deshawn.
I'm not outlining the entire thing because it is photorealistic, but I'm combining styles. The glove I'm going to be taking in a little bit of a different direction than photorealistic, but you're gonna have to wait and see.
Matt Williamson says, how do you like the Edge X? I started using mine about 6 months ago and haven't even thought about picking up any other machine.
I absolutely love the X2. It's funny because I have my Edge X set up right over here. For me, each machine has its own feel, its own voice. They all hit very, very differently. I like the Direct 2, I like the Halo 2, I have the Edge, I've got the Edge X. Depending on the person and their skin and the pieces that I'm doing, I kind of change in and out. And then, I mean, like, I absolutely love it. I like being able to adjust, like, the throw and the give on it. But I also like the Edge just because it's very direct. You don't have to worry about any of the stroke changing or, like, the hit changing or anything like that. It's very, very constant. So, anyway.
Everybody loves the music in the background, too.
Yeah.
It's been a very interesting day with the,
Gaga's playing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. I guess somebody changed it.
Sarah Martin would like to know, what advice do you give to a young, ambitious apprentice? Wait, hold on. Apprentice who is determined to be where you are one day.
Work hard. Stay hungry and stay humble. It was the best advice that I got. Put in all the hours. Learn as much as you can. Ask as many questions as you can. Honestly, the only person that's going to hold you back from getting anywhere is yourself. If you live, eat, breathe, and sleep tattooing, you'll get where you need to get. You don't have to worry about a time frame. Everything will happen when it's meant to be.
Is your tattoo gun heavy or is it a light one?
My machine is light. I made the switch from coils to rotaries maybe 3 or so years ago. I started to develop carpal tunnel, and I couldn't deal with the weight of the vibration of the coil machine anymore, and I started to give rotaries a try. The first one I picked up was actually the Neotat, and I used that for several years, and it was phenomenal. I've tried other things since then, and it's funny because like the older I get, I guess, or like the longer I've been tattooing, you get stuck in certain patterns and habits. And for me, I was like, I'm loyal to the coil. I'm never gonna try anything else. And it took forever to try to get me to use anything new, anything that I wasn't comfortable with. And now it's like, oh, cool, I can try this. Oh, cool, I can try that. And once you break that mindset, then basically you're just growing constantly, because you're figuring out whether this would work better than that, or this works better than that. You know, it's just crazy to see like what like just like a change in mindset can do for you.
Hundo Tongan would like to know, what needles will you use for the gloves and the glitter if different from now?
You're gonna have to wait and see, because I'm taking a very different approach on that glove.
Leslie Larson would like to know, do you always tattoo standing up?
I don't always tattoo standing up, but in this instance, it's a lot easier for me, just with the way that the tattoo is and the way that my client's laying, and showing you lovely people what I'm working on.
Who replied to the girl you answered with the ambition, said, I always work hungry, but I work too much.
You can never work too much. Seriously, you can't. I mean, just this last weekend in Calgary, I think I slept 5 hours the entire weekend. I'm not even kidding. I literally tattooed from when the show opened to 5 o'clock in the morning on Friday, and then Saturday from 11 a.m. until 6 o'clock in the morning, and then Sunday from I think from about like 1 or 2 o'clock until 10. So no, you can never work too much.
Sonia Roberts, are you worried about how much black it has for that glove, or will you shade and alter it?
What black?
I guess maybe they're meaning with the feather and stuff around it. Is the glove going to be black too?
No, the glove is not going to be black. You're going to have to wait and see. The glove is going to be special. I am not going to get into that right now.
Yeah, there's the stencil for it, or the photo reference. Chris would like to know, how has Ink Master changed your life and career? Has it been for the better or the worse?
It's left me open to a lot of criticism for sure. But Ink Master was one of the biggest fires under my ass. It showed me where I was weak and what I needed to improve on, not just as a tattoo artist, but as a person. So I do owe a lot to them for that. Because I could have gotten here, maybe not this fast, but it definitely pushed me a lot.
Whitney would like to know, what do you like most about tattooing?
Smile on my client's face when they see the finished product in the mirror, or when they look down and see it. I really love making people happy.
It's all about the smiles.
Mm-hmm.
What size mag are you using from Jeffrey?
27, curved.
Here's an interesting one from Grace Walling. What is your zodiac sign, and do you think your sign contributes to your creativity at all?
Well, I'm a Leo. I was born in the year of the ox, so I don't know. It means I'm stubborn and fiery. I'm sure everybody's seen that on Ink Master.
Stubborn and fiery is good for
Yeah.
pushing yourself, though.
Don't tell me I can't do something. I'm going to prove you wrong.
Right. Are you going to finish this on a live feed tonight?
I will see what I can do. I'm going to hang with the live feed as long as I can for you guys. And kind of go from there. She's starting to take shape.
I know, look at that. Tammy Martin would like to know, do you find it hard to concentrate on your artwork while you're talking?
Sometimes, yes, actually. I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety problems, especially when I'm at a convention and there's multiple people that are trying to have a conversation with me. It's easy to deal with when it's related to the topic of the tattoo or the client that I'm working on at the moment, but it's pretty hard when you have several different people that are waiting and asking you questions, and like I said, I've had some pretty bad anxiety problems, limiting my traveling schedule and various things I'm doing to try and help me like relax and concentrate. And then unfortunately I am going to need to super concentrate on a couple of different areas, but you don't have to worry, we're still live right now, we're still doing some more things. But yeah, it definitely is like really hard for me to both talk and tattoo at the same time. When I'm doing like little detailed stuff. When it's like big blends and whatnot, it's not really so awful.
So I have a question that's came across multiple times from people about
Okay.
Ink Master. Are you really as nasty as Ink Master portrayed yourself to be, or is that all just part of the show?
I guess it really all depends. If any of y'all are women, or if you men have women in your life, I'm pretty sure you all know there's at least 1 or 2 days a month where you need to just give us a bottle of wine, a box of chocolates, and back away slowly.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah. Hormones, aren't they lovely things? I think for the most part I'm pretty nice, but I mean, I'll let other people say that. I'm not gonna talk myself up. If you don't think I'm nice, then that's your own prerogative. I just know that I try to be the best person I possibly can to everybody who's in my life.
I can say from experience, from being a friend and an employee, that I think Sarah is a great person. Everybody has their moments. Everybody has their times where, you know, they lash out. That's just part of being human.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And she has a big heart. You do.
I don't know. Sometimes I think my heart's too size is too small. I try to be nice. I don't know. Like, I just want everybody around me to be happy. I mean,
Right.
I don't think that's too much to ask.
RB Fox would like to know, how is your canvas taking the tattoo?
I think she's sleeping.
This is how the canvas is doing to the tattoo. Rachie is very comfortable. She's relaxed. She's dreaming pretty right now. So when she wakes up, she'll have a nice new piece to her collection.
I think she's listening to Lady Gaga on her phone.
She is. I don't remember if I asked this question. Which coil did you use or are you using now?
I'm not using a coil.
Oh,
I haven't used
yeah.
coils in 3 years.
That's right, cartridges.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cartridge?
Cartridge.
Cheyenne.
Criticism is gold if you take it right. How do you think you take other people's criticism?
It depends on whether or not the criticism was warranted or asked for. If it is someone who I ask to critique some of my work, then of course I will take the criticism. But if it's somebody that's not in the art field that wasn't asked, probably not very well.
Norman Lewis, how well did you get along with Navarro, the host?
I honestly think Dave is a very awesome person. He's very, I'm trying to think of like the word, not necessarily like impartial, but like since starting Ink Master, he's definitely he's taken some art courses. He's studied a lot, and I think that he's very practical and pretty much on point with a lot of his judgments. And I think he's a pretty awesome person. I didn't really have a super close relationship to any of the judges when we were filming. Kind of not allowed to stack the deck and hang out with the people that are determining your fate and whatnot. But for the most part, everything was pretty cool.
Alyssa would like to know, when did you know you wanted to be a tattoo artist?
It's really funny, but I didn't. It kind of all happened. I was a sophomore in college, and my roommate Ashley was a tattoo artist, and she kept asking me to apprentice, and finally the one day I caved in, and I picked up the machine and I gave it a shot, and I don't know, like I felt like a complete idiot for blowing her off for so long. But the defining moment where like I really decided I wanted to be a tattoo artist, there was two moments. One was when I was working at the first full-time tattoo shop, because I literally quit my graphic design job to tattoo full-time, not having clientele, not knowing if I was going to succeed or fail, and definitely not as good as I am right now. And I took a leap of faith. It's a very large leap of faith, and it still kind of freaks me out. But it definitely, I think it definitely paid out. So like that was the first one, and the second one was when I was having my breakdown on Ink Master, whether or not like everything was worth it, and coming through on the other side, being able to see the people whose lives I've changed and I've made happy. I've given them pieces of art, and it's not necessarily like just about like me. It's about everybody that is around me, and that was the second moment that I realized that this is something that I don't just want to have as a career. This is something that's my whole life.
Claire Conway would like to know, what do you like to do in your downtime?
Look at tattoos.
She eats, breathes, and sleeps tattoos.
I mean, like, I literally, I go to the bathroom, I look at tattoos. I go take a smoke break, I go look at tattoos. Right before I'm going to bed, I'm scrolling through Instagram, looking at people's tattoos, thinking about what tattoos I want to do tomorrow. I used to read a lot more. I played Pokemon a little bit over the summer. Like, the boyfriend's moving in with me this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that. And, in the past couple of weeks, I've actually watched a couple of shows on Netflix. So that's pretty much all I do in my downtime.
Luciano would like to know, which tattoo artist has influenced you the most?
It depends on what you mean by influenced. Like, are you talking about my mentor? Or are you talking about people since my mentor who have helped me grow as an artist? Because if that's the case, I mean, it's not just one person. It's a lot of different people. When I was still a baby in tattooing, I think I was only tattooing in maybe like 3 or 4 years. I saw Nico Hurtado's work, and my mind was blown at how crazy, like, how realistic he was able to get his portraits. and since then, I've found so many other artists that are just phenomenal, and every single tattoo I see, every single artist that I meet pushes me to be better. So,
Claire would like to know, how old were you when you did your first tattoo?
I was 20 years old. It was March of 2006. So,
Sunny would like to know, what exact color are you using now?
it's kind of a mix. I'm using the some of the flesh tones from my set.
Should I zoom the colors?
Yeah, you can show them the colors. So I have a lot of the colors, like pretty much like this whole palette right here is from my Valhalla set. And then I have a couple of other colors. This is Asgard Gold, Mjolnir Gold. And then I've got Ragnarok Red, Black, White, and then a couple of sets from colors from the 80 Pancho set. And then a couple of the regular colors as well.
Awesome. Steve would like to know if that's an actual portrait or just a random photo that you put together of her.
I mean, even if it was a random photo, a photo is still considered a portrait.
True that.
I did Photoshop the hand in.
Do you want me to read any of the comments from people or just questions?
You can read off a couple comments.
So Alicia had said, and you had answered a question for her previous, she said, I love how strong-willed you are and the advice you give. It's from the heart and it's very true. It's something you can take with you and grow from.
Oh, thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you.
Jessica, I love the work. Great job. Jody would like to know, why do you use a wiping motion instead of a dabbing with the paper towel? Over a period of time, that running motion hurts more than the tattoo machine, don't it?
It's a trade-off that you pay for quality. Because if you dab, you're still leaving some of that ink sitting in the area where you're tattooing. You're not able to get a clear picture of what you have or have not tattooed. So if the client can bear it, and I think she is,
I'd say so.
I'd like to be able to see what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve says you're doing an awesome job.
Well, thank you
Good
so much,
work.
Steve.
How is the client doing? Well, this is how the client's doing.
I think she's taking a nap.
Dreaming about Gaga.
Yeah, she's listening to Lady Gaga's CD, dreaming of her. Nice and peaceful.
Out like
Little
a light.
monsters for life.
Yes. Put your paws up, baby. So you can see like the difference like right here. So like if I do this and I do a dabbing motion, you're not able to see anything. So if I go like this, you're actually able to see like you didn't tattoo that whole area, so you're able to go back and see the saturation.
Esme said that the canvas must be really tired because they couldn't sit in the same position for more than 5 minutes. No, she's very relaxed and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Carly said they love the scarf. Great texture.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Sleepyhead woke up.
Mommy?
Exhausted.
Tell Mother Monster how much you love her.
What?
Tell Mother Monster how much you love her. You're on live right now. Remember me?
Kind of some my water.
We're answering your questions for you, Rachie. The canvas just woke up from her little nap.
You said you were dreaming about Gaga.
Yeah.
What's that?
You said you were dreaming about Gaga.
They asked how you were doing, and I told them you were taking a nap dreaming of Lady Gaga.
I'm fine, actually.
We're going to take a real quick break after I finish this one little area. So you want to hang on? We'll take a little bit of a smoke break.
Absolutely.
All right, hang in there. Mother Monster's coming to life.
Great job to the canvas. The thigh is so painful. I chewed a hole in my
Really?
hoodie when I got mine done.
Yeah,
I fell asleep. I fell asleep both times I got my thighs tattooed.
I did too.
There are
I went to
certain
sleep
parts
with both of
there,
mine.
It's not like the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. My lower back was the worst tattoo I ever, like, pain-wise.
Have you charged more for your tattoo since Ink Master and changed your whole booking regimen since then?
I have changed my booking regimen since Ink Master, but I didn't raise my rates until the demand kind of really outgrew the supply. So literally, like, I just changed my rates this past January, or I will be changing them this coming January. I'm all confused. But even still, I'm not charging hourly. I charge either a half day or a full day, and it's up to my discretion whether or not I want to give you past the time that you paid.
Nick would like to know if you're using a hawk.
No, I am not. I'm using an FK Iron Spectra Edge.
Ideal client, laying there very still and quiet. Awesome.
Oh, making my job really easy.
I'm a hairdresser. I know how it is to deal with the pain in the ass sometimes.
Elle said you're very welcome, Sarah.
You're awesome, Rachie.
You're the best.
And your business cards. You should show those.
Uh-huh.
I'll
They have Lady
have it
Gaga
on
on
me.
them.
Actually, the first time I went on Ink Master, Rachie was the one who cut my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that adorable little bob cut.
Mackie, and I'm sorry guys if I mispronounce your names. I really do apologize for that, but I'm trying to get your guys' question in. Mackie wants to know, do you also do 3D tattoos?
3D as in like the black and the blue and you put on 3D glasses? No. No, I do not. But my one friend, Rob, where to ink,
Well,
does.
she's in the teeth, so don't move.
Yeah, don't move. You're gonna get your smoke break here in a second.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Megan, how long did it take for you to become confident in applying permanent art onto people's bodies?
Maybe 6 or 7 years. I mean, it's constantly like you find something else that like you think that you have gotten under control, and you find somebody that has like a different skin texture that you've never seen before in your life, or your machine like putzes out like right in the middle of like a very significant piece and you don't know how to fix it. There's always something that comes up. But dealing with everything and like kind of going through as many scenarios as you do like over the course of your career, I would say probably about like 6 or 7 years before I really was comfortable like and really confident in what I was doing. And I thank every single person who had faith in me before that point that wanted me to tattoo them, because I wouldn't be here without you.
Jake Rowe. Look, their last name is my first name. What machine are you using? I heard Cheyenne, so I assumed a Cheyenne machine, but I didn't see it. Haven't
No.
gotten a clear shot of it, though.
This is an FK Iron Spectra Edge.
And when she gets a minute, I'll give you a clear shot.
It's the Edge. Not the Edge X, just the Edge. I have the Edge X
Yeah.
on reserve right there.
And this is her other setup and machine over here. Did you say this one's the Edge over here?
That's the Edge X. close up on the tattoo.
Right, that light was glaring, so I'm
Gotcha.
this way.
The light's kind of weird in here for this.
Right,
Maybe
if
you
I
can
go
sit behind
this
me.
way.
Here, get a shot from over here.
This is the progress that we have so far, guys.
Yeah, we're right underneath the overhead light, so
Sorry for the glare.
apologize. Sorry, not sorry. Guys, see what I'm doing.
What kind of medications is safe to take while getting a tattoo? For example, sleeping pills, my sleeping medication, blood thinners.
You can't take blood thinners when you're getting a tattoo. It doesn't allow the blood to coagulate, and it's not necessarily like you would bleed to death, but your ink would just keep basically weeping out of your skin. It's not a good thing, and you're also open and susceptible to an infection. So unless you clear it with your doctor, I would not recommend getting a tattoo if you are on blood thinners. Pain medication is completely fine.
Steve, what needle groups do you prefer for your portrait tattoo and inks if different from others?
It just depends on the piece that I'm working on, honestly.
I guess that's what he wants to know, if you use different needles and ink for portraits versus other tattoos.
I only use world famous ink. And everything else depends on the piece that I'm doing.
Merle, Sarah, you are an amazing artist.
Thank you. I try.
Do you use a mag to do the line work?
Sometimes. I am considering doing an actual seminar sometime next year if people are interested. So if you guys want me to actually do like a sit-down seminar one-on-one, I would probably do a limited one, not that many people. But it's something I am considering. So if you're interested, just let me know.
Did you hear that, guys? Seminar by Sarah.
Live in person, stuff you won't be able to see with the glare in this phone.
Jake Miller, do you keep up with any other Ink Master contestants from the season you appeared on?
You mean my friends? I mean, I'm pretty good friends with Clint Cummings. Jamie Davies. There's, I mean, even Baby. I've made a lot of friendships, and I try and do that. I mean, like, I'm really good friends with Jamie Litwalk, Jesse Smith. Jimmy actually broke his leg, and he won't be able to tattoo for a few months now. So, if you guys want to go over to his page, he's got a GoFundMe set up to kind of help him out a little bit, and the guys at the shop have been doing specials to help raise money for his surgery. He's stuck in the hospital. I feel really bad for him. Like, it was a really bad break. But yeah, it's kind of like joining a fraternity or like a sorority. You know, you guys go through the hazing together, and you come out on the other side, and you're all members of the same happy family. And then you get to do it to someone else!
Antonio, Sarah Miller, you inspired me to tattoo myself, and you are feeling awesome.
Oh. I love tattooing myself. I think it's a lot of fun. Clint was like, why do you tattoo yourself? You can ask anybody to tattoo you. And I'm like, 'cause I wanna.
Christina Novak, very, very, very nice. Love the work.
Oh, thank you so much.
Julie, what is the oldest person you have ever tattooed?
80 something. 80. It was 80. It was a Vietnam veteran. It was his 80th birthday. Not Vietnam. Was it Vietnam? It might have been Vietnam. It was. No, Korean War. Anyway, my memory is going. I'm getting Alzheimer's. But he was sharp as a tack, and he was telling me some stories, and it was crazy. But for his 80th birthday, he got his very first tattoo. It was a picture of the helicopter that he used to fly. airdropping in supplies to our soldiers over there, and he got the it was the I think it was like the longitude and latitude or like the dates that he served, and he came back several years later and got another tattoo of the Purple Heart that he earned over there. So that was crazy. So 80 and 82.
Pung Po said, make some smoke for the joint. He's commented. He's asked a lot of interesting questions. Good questions.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we're going to be taking a break here now. We got to get up and stretch.
Yes.
So,
My other leg's starting to fall
this is
asleep.
where we're leaving it for right now. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will be back here in a little bit live with Ink Magazine at Wild Child Pittsburgh.
Woohoo!